Hello everybody and welcome. Then finally we are on track here on the circuit of the Americans in Texas, Austin. Man, that's again was quite a while. 15 people racing today. Let's see if some other join later on again, like Nutria, who usually joins at the end of Q3, or if some of the people I invited will join us later on again. And as I talk, let's wait for the first person to go out on track. Usually it's rough for pole, but this time not. It's Rob for pole once again. Already had the camera on him. So yeah. Quick sip, Control Bobby is joining. And now we're finally out on track with Rob for pole here. First man once again on track. It's usually he's the first guy out. So he made himself a name with that. Sadly, over the course of the last weekend, he lost his P3 spot in the standings to Raver. So let's see if this time around he can regain that position. It's definitely going to be interesting. Definitely interesting to see what's gonna happen. As I just got the update that there might be a wet qualifying but a full dry race. So let's see if that is true later on. If we will see rain pouring down on the circuit of the Americans here in Austin. Snowball makes it around the track into the third sector, and we got quite a bit of traffic there. If you look at the map, the Haas directly behind the Mercedes. So let's hope there's no confrontation happening there. As now the first man here on track, Rob for pole, starts the race. No, not the race. His first qualifying push lap. Let's watch him through here. Let's watch his racing lines down the hill now. Approaching the first fast right-hander. We're hugging the apex pretty tight here. And now this line through here is very important. Just almost full throttle through here. Down to fourth. Ran a bit wide here. Did not hit the apex quite as he would have wanted to. But still looking pretty fine. You want a good exit here to send it really, really fast down the hill. Yeah, invalidation. So then, let's see who's also on a push lap. Face Fighter, just behind Dr. Edwards here. So, invalidation. Next guy can invalidate. Then let's watch Simply. Maybe we can watch him finish the first push lap of the session properly. This beautiful Casper Ackerman helmet here. Into the first DRS, so now really long straight. And yeah, getting set up right here is also pretty important. I mean, you have this long straight, but some of these turns are very technical, so you need downforce. So getting that balance right here is also pretty important. It's not as bad as in like Baku, where you have to really weigh how much downforce you need for, and then not lose out on the straight. So yeah, very interesting. Now he makes it into this very technical part of the track. Now through this really long right-hander, high-speed right-hander. Use entry curb just right besides the sausage curb, as Dr. Edward is the man to put in a first lap with a 134. And simply goes across the line 133.253. So already over a second up on him. Star Slot now across the line 134.0. Second fastest man so far. And yeah, our championship leader Darkfly is not racing today. He's not racing today. So a big opportunity for Mink to close that gap in the standings, because currently Darkfly is 49 points ahead of him. So Mink with a race win could close that gap here, and Darkfly not racing gives us a lot of excitement, because we will see who is going to be the man to be on pole position and win a race, because he almost had pole position every race and won every race. So seeing something else going on here today might be really interesting to see who is the man that takes over the position of the king here. It's now Raver and Greg made their lap 133 both, and the McLaren of XRF1 Roch also with a 133. So then let's shift our attention to Raoul, Mink's teammate here. Aston Martin still fighting for that Constructors' Championship against Alpine, and as I said, this is a good opportunity to close that gap. If they finish double podium or something, and AJ Sam is out of the points, the gap is basically gone. There's no gap anymore. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Oh, I think that was almost a validation. As you can see, it uses all the entry curb, really important here. Goes across the line, 4th fastest man on the grid so far. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Yeah, Greg, the new man here to drive in Chucky's position, who sadly left the league, but what can we do? Yeah, qualifying one is always a mess, isn't it? Isn't it? I feel like it is. Conpro VSN, yeah, P12 now. Currently still. So yeah, let's see if somebody else will still join. Oh yeah, what's going on there? Ah, okay. No crash on something. Okay, then let's have a look at Rob for pole here, who will hopefully now finally start his first proper push lap here in Austin, Texas. Can he now make it without invalidation? Because if you burn too many sets of softs here, not good. Steffi Sunny 134.0 and Face Rider 135.6. So yeah, people are finishing the laps. Oh, that looked like he slid off beautifully over that sausage curb. Yeah, invalidation. Then let's watch Sam here. Also invalidated, man. What is going on? Okay. Now, then let's watch Buckles. He goes across the line, starting his first proper push lap here. That beautiful white Red Bull livery. I mean, it's a good livery, but we saw some other Red Bull liveries that could have made it into the season but never made it. So yeah, definitely search up that topic for yourself, Red Bull liveries, because they were on some pretty good things, but they never used them. They never sadly used them. In 2005 in Monaco, I think they had a... Was it 2007? No, I think 2005. When Star Wars released, they had a Red Bull Star Wars livery, also pretty nice. But yeah, they had some other really nice Red Bull designs, but yeah, sadly never used them. So yeah, if you want, have a look at them as we now watch Buckles into the third sector. And I want to change here to the TV pod cam so we can see how important it is to get that line through here right. Hit the apex late, and he did it like, wow, perfect, as you would want it to. Could have been a bit faster maybe. This long right-hander now. Use all the entry curb. Ran a bit wide, but still pretty fine. All the exit curb and entry curb. The curbs are pretty flat here, so you might as well use them to get a few thousands or even hundreds here. 134.123. Sitting in 9th, comfortable positions for now. As Frankenstein starts his first push lap, but not to be an asshole, but I want to shift my attention to Mink. This guy is the man to close in on his champion rival Darkfly. He's currently sitting in P2 with almost 50 points behind him, but if he takes a race win here, that gap is it's shrinking, and Darkfly finished every race yet. So if he's gonna have an issue somehow in any race, and Mink's in a good position once again, that gap is gone. So definitely not over yet. After this race we have 4 more races, I think, yeah. So we have 12 races in total, so 4 more races after this one. So yeah, gonna be really interesting to see what is going to happen there as we now watch Mink into that very technical 3rd sector. Also hit the apex beautiful and late. A bit faster than Buckles. Fast right-hander here. Not losing it. Looking very stable. Onto the final turn. Using all the entry curb, as I said, all the exit curb. I didn't quite do it. Cross the line, and that is provisional P1 here in Q1. Fastest man on the grid, 133.167. So he's definitely showing that his P2 spot in championship standings is definitely his. Darkfly is not here, and he instantly takes that P1 spot for now, so definitely shows his potential. But a few drivers behind him are not far off. Not far off. P1 to P7, very close here. Only not even 400s off of each other. So yeah, let's see how this session will play out. We have 3 people that didn't put in a lap yet, and Rob Popol is one of them. Did he once again invalidate? I mean, if he used a fresh set of softs, he can't even. I mean, he's on used softs now, not what you would want. And he pushes them hard, man, he pushes them hard. He could have gone way slower here. Should preserve these tires. Raver already retired. I think he is in a good spot to get out of Q1 here. No reason not to. Home race for Haas. Home race for Haas. Let's see if both of these drivers can make it out of Q1, and yeah, 3rd place McLaren Roch also retired from the session. I think that's the right call. There's no point in pushing anymore. So yeah, for everybody watching, if you want to maybe put some predictions in the chat. If you don't want to, that's also fine. Don't feel stressed, no problem. As we now watch SD Racer starting his first push lap of the session, his first proper push lap, I think. There, let's see this man flying here. Simple but awesome helmet design, by the way. Oh, that lost him a lot of time. But never lose hope, definitely. I mean, Face Fighter currently sitting in P13 with a 135.6, almost 6. So, Rob for Paul and Corey will be both for now also on a push lap. But let's keep our attention on SD Racer for now. Into the DRS zone. I mean, this is a very long straight. His setup looks like he's not that much for straights, but there's no point in doing that for sure. I mean, you need downforce in these very fast right and left-handers and very technical parts. where you could even go down into first gear for more rotation and then short shift out into third. Oh, almost loses it here, but caught the car properly. Still pretty fine. I think still no complaints. It's looking good for this guy. Definitely looking good. Runs wide here. No invalidation. 135.4. They have to do something else really quick here. Now, why didn't that work? Okay, and one or two things have to be done really quick. Just give me a bit of time. I hope I don't miss anything special or important here. So what did we miss? What did we miss? Control, we didn't finish his lap yet. Oh no, he has to go for another one. I think he invalidated. Save for off a pole here, man. This is the last chance. Or else they're just out. Ah, no, look at that. Like, if they fail now, they have one more try. But the tires will be shredded if they don't use a fresh soft set. And if they do, they lose it for Q2 or 3. So yeah. Definitely really interesting to see what's gonna happen here. With these two guys. Sunny also retired, I think. He's in a good spot for that. Simply two. And I think Raul, Mink, Greg, basically everybody in the top, let's say 11 could retire. Maybe even, yeah, top 12 could retire here. Because it's 16 people, so 2 go out. It's top 14 into Q2. So we now watch Rafa Pole across the line. P8. So he made it through. And where's Control? 133, so also through. Are SD Racer and Face Fighter pushing? I think they are. Time stop P12 should be enough. Frankenstein on another outlap. We got what here? Finishing a push lap, I think. Oh, already 410s quicker. Cross the line. P7. Very solid. Pushes down Buffer Pole a bit, but I think there's... Yeah, they are not scared. Frankenstein, outlap. So then let's watch SD Racer. Both Haas here. Currently out of qualifying at the Home Grand Prix, and SD Racer invalidated. Let's watch Face Fighter then. Can he make it out of Q1 at Haas's Home Grand Prix? No, I don't think he's even pushing, is he? Is he pushing? I'm not sure. I mean, definitely ran a bit wide. Nah, he's pushing, I think. Mink sitting on P1 still comfortably. As the session comes to an end. I mean, qualifying 1 is always just a big mess. Commentary-wise, I have like no overview on everything that is happening. Yeah, also in validation here. There's no point in him pushing. So yeah, that's basically session over. P1 Mink, followed by Simply, Rog, Steph, Sunny, Raver, Controversy, Edward, Greg, Raul, Rob for Pole, General Buckles, Sam, Starbucks Lord, and Frankenstein. Great session so far. Darkfly isn't here, so it shuffles up opportunities for that P1 spot, especially later on in Q3 and the race, especially obviously. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see. I just love seeing things like that. So yeah, for everybody watching, if you want to put your predictions in, leave a follow. If you enjoyed that Q1 session we race every Saturday, So yeah, if you like it so far, also stay. Invite you to stay for Q2, Q3, and obviously the race afterwards. We do everything. And one session we have full qualifying and 50% race. So yeah, Q1 is over. Both Haas's at the home Grand Prix didn't make it through by a second and over a second. So yeah, sad to see Mink in a comfortable P1 spot here, followed by Simply, Rog, Steffi, Sunny, Raver, Contra Bobby, Edward, Greg, and so on. No, wait! 15 people actually make it through, just like normal with 20 drivers. I didn't expect that actually. So SD Racer is through, but 1 second behind Frankenstein here. So let's see. TMR X Roosevelt joined, so we have 17 people now in the race. I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, let's see. Gotta show support from a team of yes, yeah, obviously, man. I think he messed up his qualifying a bit with invalidating more than once, but he still made it. Only half a second behind Mink. Definitely has potential to push here. Qualifying 2 now, very important for the strategy, obviously. And then Q1 always gonna be a banger. So let's turn on tires to see if people will go out on mediums, because the tire you qualify for Q3 and Q2 is the tire you start the race on. And if you drop out, you have free tire choice for the race start. So yeah, let's see if any decisions are made here yet. We see Rob Paul on mediums, Steffi Sunny on mediums, Raoul on mediums, Edward, Frankenstein, Greg Buckles, Sam, Steffi Sunny. So a lot of people swap to these beautiful yellow medium tires. And the first guy to go out, once again, Rob Paul. Let's instantly shift our attention down towards him. Okay, basically everybody is on mediums apart from 6 drivers, no 5 drivers. I mean, obviously it's always the call because it's easier to qualify, and also if your strategy relies on starting on softs. But a lot of people go for mediums, and you could also just go for mediums to get used to the track a bit more, put in 2 laps and then swap to softs if you're not through or don't feel comfortable later on. So only 3 people left that are not on medium tires. Really interesting to see. We now wait. We just now wait. So yeah, just wait here. Just wait here. Okay, let's the other drivers pass behind him. Let's the other drivers pass behind him. Probably does not want to go into any traffic at all. Then the first man is Raoul. So let's shift our attention down to him. Now making it into the final turns. And starting his first push lap now, almost lose it a bit. Yeah, but wheel spinning here. But now we watch Raoul up the hill. Doesn't? Oh, he does. Does use the entry curb. Stays in 3rd gear. So doesn't shift down for more rotation and then short shift out of it. Very, very different. And behind him there's a lot of traffic, man. There's a lot of traffic behind him. Oh, that was not what you would want. But that shouldn't have killed his lap. Still not lovely to see. Just keeps pushing, and I think that's the call. That's definitely the call, especially on mediums. You have to get used to them in 1 lap because the grip is obviously very, very different to the softs. very different tire. So getting everything right for yourself at the beginning especially is not always easy. Now let's watch him into this very technical part of the track. Yeah, he stays in third gears, so doesn't shift further down and then short shift out. But most of the people here just stay in the higher gear and then late apex, nice. Looking good. Looking sharp. Fast and long right-hander. Oh, almost lose it there. Due to invalidation. Tire on the white racing line. Across the line. 134.656 on mediums. So now Edward goes across the line 134 and Buckles 135.2. So the action is on. Action is on. And for pole invalidation, I think, yeah. Once again. Same here as the racer. APS Greg across the line 134.463. Fastest man on the mediums out here so far. So then let's watch AJ Sam in his Alpine. The only guy to defend Aston Martin in this race here. From closing the gap to Alpine, because Darkfly seems to be not racing today. So yeah. This race is gonna be something else. I think basically everybody has the opportunity to win here. Because on this track, consistency is key. Not pure qualifying at one lap pace. Sam across the line 144, so not a proper lap. Starmax Lord now starting his first push lap. Wait, did I Starmax Lord? Did I say Starmax Lord? No, I meant Frankenstein. Sorry. So let's see him through here. Is he backing out or is he just a bit scared? Edward across the line 134.426. I'm not sure if he's pushing or not. If I'm honest. So yeah, Mink now on his way out. Simply still chilling in the pits. Control we across the line 133.8, fastest man, but the only man on soft, so that definitely will make the difference as we now watch SD Racer into the final turn. Man, he runs a bit wide there. Across the line 135.186, currently sitting in the P6 spot with this Haas. So yeah, much more to come in the session. 8 minutes remaining. A lot of time for a lot of laps. AJ Sam across the line 135.121. Now sitting in P6. Yeah, Bobby, if people say mediums, definitely through here, I think. Definitely through there. But I think a lot of people have more potential to get a faster lap time, I think. As we now see Starbucks not Mink simply stealthy all out on their first push lap and out lap. Starmax Lord now starting his first proper push lap in qualifying to also mediums. Everybody on mediums apart from Control Bobby here. Then let's turn off the tire detail now. It should be clear by now. Control Bobby across the line once again, 133.2. Improved by 6/10 here. Now fast down the hill, my man. Fast down the hill. Let's see this very technical turn from him. Oh, ran a bit wide here. Shouldn't be the end of the world. What happened there? Almost loses it. Loses it, man. What is going on here? Let's see, very technical braking once again. Yeah, all also stays in third gear. Short shift into fourth, so really safe here, really safe. Do not do any mistakes with the shifting. Not quite hitting the apex, but still pretty fine. I mean, it's not the best lap, but it's not the worst either. Stomach slot still looking pretty decent here. And it validates. Poor guy. Poor guy. But I think the other man pushing here, and we see across the line first, is gonna be Stealthy Sunny. Across the line he goes. 138, so not a proper lap from his side, I think. Then let's watch Mink. Still putting in his first lap time. Pushing the first time on mediums here. Fast and long right-hander as per usual. Where you with some under or oversteer both can pretty fast lose it. And Nico also joins. So we have 2 more people joined. That means 18 people. As Mink goes across the line, 134.0, almost sub 134 on medium tires. Looking good for Aston Martin. Looking good for Aston Martin to close that gap to Alpine. AJ Sam currently sitting in that P5 spot. So definitely no complaints from their side. Then let's watch Simply. The second Ferrari pushing now. His teammate currently sitting on that P1 spot in qualifying 2 here. Let's watch him through the final turn. Just right beside the sausage curb. Across the line he goes. 134.128, also on mediums. Once again, very decent lap time. Looking good for Ferrari. Looking good for Ferrari here. In COTA, in Austin, Texas. And Raj retired. Why is that? Why is that? Damage? Or just... Oh, what happened? I can't see! I hate that, man. I hate it. His car on the map sitting there. Now it disappeared, so... I will never know what happened. I will never know what happened. Let's keep watching. As some people are still pushing, I think. Yeah, Frankenstein. Let's watch Frankenstein pushing. Let's turn on the tire details now. As some people decided to go out on softs. Or just put on softs? They are not out yet, I think, yeah. But Frankenstein is one of them who put on softs and now is pushing on softs. Probably just not really happy with his medium lap. And wants to go through into Q3 rather than starting on mediums and maybe having a strategy advantage or disadvantage. You never know, especially when safety cars come out. Early softs can be the call. If you have safety car lap 9, 10, then softs were definitely the right call, because pit starting there gives you so much more value than when you start on mediums. And I think we all had a safety car almost every single race, if not every single race. So yeah, really interesting. Especially, we had a lot of safety cars towards the end of the race, like 2 laps left and we had a safety car. They shuffled the grid up again a lot, so really interesting to see these all the time. But yeah, safety car probability here in race data analysis is around at 40%. So let's see if we will get one or not. Frankenstein now out of the final 20. It's looking good for him. Looking good for him. Across the line, fastest man on the grid so far, 132.874. It's now Control Bobby decides to go out on mediums again. Okay, really interesting. Really interesting. Maybe just get one more practice lap in. Excuse me. So yeah, currently out are Rog, Stomach's Lord, who didn't put in a lap time yet. Raver, Buckles, and SD Racer. So, no Haas. Into Q3 once again. And yeah, let's see if the chance for points does change for Haas here. Haas, currently the only team without points so far. Let's see if it will change at the home race. As I see somebody retiring. I didn't... What? There was a tire on track. What? There was a tire. Oh, am I stupid? Oh, man. Keeping track on everything so hard. And I have no replay function. But yeah, let's stop complaining here for a second. And yeah, I mean, who are we gonna watch? I think Raver is the call. Pushing now on softs to hopefully get out of Q2 into Q3. And last time around, I think he was on the podium. I think, yeah, he was on the podium in P3. So seeing him out in Q2 then would be a bit of a shame. Williams, till I think last weekend. No, not even last weekend. Like, Williams is looking very, very good here in this league. I mean, I remember Zandvoort, they were looking for a double podium finish, but then one of them crashed out and the other one like spun or had a penalty or something like that, so not nice. But Raver already up 1.4 seconds here, which would definitely put him out of Q2 as we draw an end to the session. The last guys put in their final lap times. Frankenstein not the man to watch. Let's watch Raver. Let's watch Raver. Can he make it out? And I think he can. Is the rain starting? I think it's starting to rain here a bit. As Raver goes across the line P3. Everybody else in the pits. Yeah, I think that's it for the session. Raoul doesn't even have to push. So yeah, that's it for the session. I think it starts to rain. Yeah, it starts to rain. So we will have a wet Q3. Wet Q3 here. Yeah, wet Q3. So let's see what that's gonna bring us. It's gonna be really interesting to see. If you enjoyed qualifying 1 and 2 so far, give me your prediction to what's gonna happen, or yeah, stay for the race. One more qualifying session and then we instantly race afterwards. So yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Raoul into the box as the last cars now are on their way into the pits. What a session! What a session! Out are Rob for pole, Starmie Slot, SD Racer, Buckles and Roach. So yeah, Rob for pole, not quite living up to his name this time around. Oh, we never had that camera position, I think. Not in spectator, at least. I mean, obviously, you can get it in like the driver's perspective. So yeah, P1 in Q2, Frankenstein and Controby, followed by Raver. Only people on softs, and soft runners are here the fastest. Followed by Mink, Simply, Steffi, Sunny, Edward, APS, Greg, Raoul, and Alpine. So both Williams through, both Ferraris through, and both Aston Martins through. Okay. It's a good for Aston Martin, because, as I already mentioned, they are fighting for the P1 spot in the Constructors. And with against Alpinus, and it's only one Alpinus in that Q3 session, they will place themselves good on the grid for a good chance here. So it's Inters, yeah, it's Inters, I think. I'm not sure if it's gonna rain even heavier this session, or if the rain's gonna stop. So if it's gonna rain heavier, you want to definitely get an interlap done quickly, and if the rain stops, you don't want to waste your time, so you have time for a dry lap. So definitely gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen. see Raoul going out on track now. Followed by Steffi Sunny. Yeah, Steffi Sunny. Edward and one of the Williams. Not sure which one, and the Ferrari. So yeah, wet Q3 might shake up the grid again a bit, because a very technical track like that, where you need a lot of consistency in wet conditions, it's gonna be a bit more difficult, definitely. And seeing who pulls the upper hand on everybody else here, gets the upper hand here, and everybody else. It's gonna be really interesting to see. Raoul is going to be the first man. Okay, wait, sorry, got a bit distracted there. So then let's finally watch our first push lap in Q3. Raoul's gotta be the first man to start pushing here under wet conditions in Q3. Dry qualifying so far, and it seems like we have a dry race, but never count everything out. Raoul now approaching the first turn. Let's see his braking here. Under wet conditions is always so different, no? It's always so different. Let's see him here on the fast right-hander. Almost loses it here. And let's watch him through here. Also gonna be very interesting to see. Definitely. Engine braking, off throttle a bit. Going safe. So for everybody watching, once again, if you want to, tell me who do you think is gonna have the upper hand in this qualifying session? Who is gonna sit on P1? So we can have some chat interaction as we now watch Raoul starting his long way on this long straight. Closely followed by Stealthy. I think he's not getting a toe there though. No, that's too far behind for sure. Raoul now into this very technical third sector of this track. I mean, I just love Circuit of the Americans, if I'm honest. Very technical. You need a lot of consistency to get the upper hand. Oh, going off track here. I'm not sure how much fuel he has loaded. I mean, on Inters you could just go 3 or 4 laps in a row. But yeah, not sure what people will do. So we now then watch Raoul out of the final turn across the line. 147, and Steffi Sunny instantly puts him off. 146.2. Now Edwards across the line. 148, and Greg across the line. 147. Mink across the line, fastest man on the grid so far. 145.687. 5.5 tenths clear of that P2 Steffi Sunny. I think Raoul definitely has room for improvement, and he knows that. Same for Edward for sure, and I think also Greg. Yeah. Who went across the line there? Frankenstein, 146.522. So then let's watch Raver making it into the final turn, out of the final turn, across the line. 147, and simply 145.9. Second man to put in a sub 146. Fighting for that P1 spot here with Mink. I think that P1 spot is gonna be really interesting, man. Darkfly not here. Ooh, okay, so it gives me a bit of goosebumps here. Give me chills. For sure, man. It's gonna be really interesting. That fight is on, everybody. That fight is on. P1, he's usually just snapped away every single time by Darkfly. As Raoul goes across the line, and it's a double front row lockout for Aston Martin so far. So let's see. Ooh, man, actual goosebumps. So let's see what's gonna happen later on again. Mink across the line just improves his own lap time, 144.925. First man to put in sub 145, 8/10 quicker than his teammate just right behind him, and over a second quicker than simply fighting for that P2, P1 spot here at Ferrari with him. So yeah, let's actually see what's gonna happen here. It's gonna be an interesting qualifying session. We had a dry qualifying session so far for everybody joining in, and now wet Q3 on Inters. I don't know if the rain is gonna be more heavy later on, so basically if you're gonna need wets, might as well just not go out then. Then your time now counts. Now Control will be also finding on outlap, no helmet. Just no fucking helmet now. This game, in all honesty, what is it? You see that? Second Ferrari now on the outlap. Current provisional front row lockout for Aston Martin. And if it's gonna stay like that, it's looking good for Aston Martin to close the gap on Alpine in the constructor standings. Raver here in P9 and AJ Sam in the Alpine just right ahead of him. And the other Alpine didn't make it in time to qualifying, so it's gonna start at the back of the grid. So yeah. Also, it's not Darkfly racing, it's a substitute for him. It's gonna be really interesting to see if Alpine can defend their position here, and if Mink can close that gap in the driver standings to Darkfly, because Darkfly obviously is not going to gain any points this weekend. So let's see how many Mink can gain. Oh man, Control is slipping around here a bit, but since it's outlap, that's pretty fine. Getting some heat into the tires. Always very tricky to do that properly on Inters, especially if you don't know the right rain conditions. It's not possible to get the slicker mediates, or slicker mediates, or slicker mediates, or how people call them, like in Russia in this game. That's not possible, so that's not gonna happen here, as we now watch Control start his first push lap in this wet qualifying 3 session. 2 minutes 50 seconds remaining. Starting his first push lap now. Let's watch his line. Oh, a bit slow, but I think his confidence is gonna build up a bit more, because Raoul and Frankenstein both also, put in 3 laps on Inters. Ooh. Yeah, that is a validation, yeah. I actually saw that they're coming a bit. Now Edward going out again. 2 minutes 20 remaining, not much time. Everybody can probably put in 1 more push lap. Not sure if Mink will need to, but definitely does. It's always a good decision to try to improve on yourself. Fresh Inters. Raoul actually stays on old Inters here. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. So then let's watch Stealthy here. Stealthy Sunny. Can he make any improvements on his old lap time? And obviously old cars also have a dry setup. And due to Park Ferme, they now race in the weather with a dry setup. So yeah, already up half a second here. that would put him maybe even P2 for now. Maybe even P2 if he keeps gaining like this. Let's watch him. Off that fast right-hander into the final 2 turns of this track here in Austin. 1 minute remaining here in qualifying 3. Across the line, and as I said, snap that P2 spot away. Could have gone here for sub 145 and made the fight for Mink even closer. So then let's shift our attention here down the grid a bit again to watch Dr. Edward here. Only his 2nd race in this league, and once again into Q3 as 30 seconds remain. Final push lap starting, final push laps finishing now. Not much time remaining. So let's see who will have the upper hand at the end of this session here. And we're pushing already up by 1/10 after that sector. That would have at least currently almost give him that P6 spot. But he needs a whole second for P5 and further on. Oh, excuse me, I don't know what's... It's so dark here already. That makes me a bit tired. So qualifying for Raoul and Sam is over. Greg also invalidated, no more time to get another lap in. I then want to watch Stealthy Sunny. He's up on his time, so no way he's gonna put Mink away from that P1 spot. Yeah, very slippery around here again. So I think that's pole position for Mink here. I don't think anybody can improve on him. Contra Bobby wasn't able to put in a proper lap. P10, it was looking so good for the Ferrari guys, but that separates them a lot on the track. Mink just improves further on his own time. 144.6. Almost half a second faster than Stefan is taking a P2 spot. Raver is improving currently. Already half a second. So let's see if he can make any further improvements. Let's see. Can he get a better position than that P9 spot he currently has? Into the final turn he's going now. Out of that final turn. Approaching the line, across the line. Snap that P7 spot away, and let's watch Simply, who's also improving by a lot. Across the line, P3. Great session. Having a wet end to qualifying here. P1 spot. Pole position here for Mink. Wow, man. Honestly. Awesome session. Oh. So, P1 Mink, P2 Sunny, P3 Simply, followed by Frankenstein, Raoul, Edward, Raver, Greg, AJ Sam, and Contra Bobby, who sadly didn't put in a proper lap time. Whew. What a session, man. What a session. We will now have our usual 5-minute break. I'm also gonna have a 2-minute break. See you all in then 2 minutes. Until then.
Welcome to Texas, where we've had approximately 120,000 race fans through the gates to attend this year's US Grand Prix. They're excited, we're excited. I hope you're excited too. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside the great city of Austin. This is a 3.6-mile lap with 20 corners, 10 each to the left and to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box.
We're starting in 20 seconds. Hopefully everything works out this time around. All the best, everybody. Sit tight, sit tight. We're gonna start soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As we then head into the formation lap. Led by Mink here. Let's set up interval. Let's turn off telemetry for now. We can have a look at that anytime we want. As we now head into the formation lap, led by Mink. Besides him on that front row is Stefani. Whew! Getting heat into the tires. Preparing for a very, very important race for Aston Martin to close that gap up to Alpine and to close Mink's gap to Darkfly, who isn't participating this week. And so yeah, cars getting heat into the tires, all led by Mink in that beautiful, beautiful Aston Martin. Whew, man, this is gonna be exciting, very, very exciting. Let's get my pen and paper out to make notes if something happens, because it's always a mess to remember. 28 laps to go today, so a rather long race for the time a lap needs here. As the cars now head into the third sector, preparing for a long and awesome race. Working on these tires. Let's really quick turn on tires, especially for the race start here. As the cars now are on the way to form on the grid again. I think AI takes over at that point. Grid is starting to form. All the cars are almost here. Let's hope for a banger. Let's hope for a maiden podium, maybe even. And let's hope for Aston Martin that they might be able to close the gap. As the grid finishes to form. As we now have 5 red lights. And with 28 laps to go, we head into the awesome race here at COTA in Austin, Texas. So let's watch the race out here from Mink's perspective leading the race. They go 4, 5 wide. And I think, yeah, Mink gets the upper hand, but runs a bit wide, so Stefani instantly into the P1 spot. There's one Red Bull off the track. I think that was General Buckles. Instant yellow flag here in Sector 1, but nothing much more happened here. And another yellow flag here, as someone definitely has damage, and somebody runs across that turn 3 runoff area. Mink now already seconds behind Stealthy here. Frankenstein running on softs, also obviously gaining on Mink in these fast and technical turns. Much more grip, much better exit chances. Wow, let's have a really quick look at the position change here so far. Not pretty much going. Oh, we have something going on here, no? As the cars now head 4 wide onto the first time on this really long straight. Who is that off there? I think that's Damn, he left the session instantly. Is he out? Is that a safety car already? Or is he off the track? Is it safe to go? AJ Sam sitting in P17. Not what Alpine would want to. Mink still in a good position here. Raoul also. So it's looking really, really good for Aston Martin to close in on Alpine. Both Haas in the home race, sitting currently closely out of the points. That might be the first chance to score points this season. As Stefan goes across the line, obviously fastest lap here. Stefan confidently leading the race, as we have a lot of packs building, and SD Racer and Starmax got already into the pits, so it's not looking good for the second Alfa Romeo, but definitely no other complaints here though. Mink lost the position, Frankenstein gained 1, and the biggest winner here so far is XRT Nico with 10 gained positions. What a race start here for him, just like Nutria the last time around. We raced. So yeah, then let's keep watching the race here. Stefan still leading, followed by Mink, 1 second already behind, and I think Frankenstein on this long straight might have a chance to pass Mink here. He got a better exit, doesn't even need a tow, is on the softs, gets the inner line, better braking, and I think more grip out of the turn. That's definitely here a pass here on Mink. Already dropped 2 positions, but the race is not over, yeah? It's obviously just started, as we have another Haas off the track. Now Haas is not looking good anymore. They were in P11, P12 in a good position to gain the first points, but now are far off that point contention, as Nico gains another position, which puts his Mercedes up to P6, P5 for Mercedes here so far. Frankenstein now with the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:36, and this man is gaining obviously. Let's turn on telemetry to see how much battery he used. 27%, and Stefan didn't use any S. Now Frankenstein spins off and is out of the session. That is a lost podium chance here. Wow, how bad is that? Is that a safety car? Is that a VSC? Or do we keep racing? I think we keep racing. Safety car would have been out by now, I think. Wow, poor guy, poor guy. Then let's shift our attention here around a bit. Rob the pole now in P8 spot, started I think P11, Raver on P7, and Mink now obviously onto P2 again, as Stefan already built a gap by over 1.5 seconds here, but Mink is gaining again. Let's watch Nico and his teammate here. He's gaining, but obviously not enough to make it past. He already used 50% of his battery so far. Edward now gaining here on Simply, as the leading pack is going faster and faster. As now Nico makes it past his teammate here. Nico's substitute driver, I think, or maybe even a... wait, what is going on with my... okay. I was lost there. Let's get back on track here. Nico definitely fighting for a podium, even though he started almost dead last, if not even dead last. Let's see that real quick position change. Yeah, he started P17, now in P4. Really looking good for him. Fastest lap of the race so far for him. On a hunt for that win. On a hunt for a good position for Mercedes. Really nice for them. Raver and Raoul here fighting now. Let's have a look at them here real quick, and I think Raver gets the upper hand out of that situation. The gap that Stefan already built over Mink is starting to shrink a bit now. We have a big pack of 5 cars here fighting for the podium, fighting for the lead. As Facefighter now gets a 3-second time penalty for already multiple warnings. Same here for AJ Sam. Not what you would want to happen so early into the race. So very awesome. No, what? Very awful for them. Not awesome. DRS now available. I mean, the only guy not having DRS here does simply have, yeah. Only guy not having DRS here is Stefan, but he can confidently hold his position so far. Rotherford now makes it past Raoul here with the DRS advantage he's gonna have into that hard braking zone. Stefani still leading the race, closely followed by Mink now. That pack fighting for a podium, that pack fighting for P1. P1 is the pack we're gonna watch, I think, for the next few laps and maybe even the rest of the race, because not much going on further down the grid so far. But yeah, let's keep our attention here for now. Everything open to happen. No chance gone. Sorry. Yeah, Stefani still holding that P1 spot. I think the only real heartbreaking opportunity is the one after the DRS zone, but the line through here can gain and lose you so much time, and that wasn't all too perfect for Stefani here, but Mink definitely has to back out. He can't just send it through there, because when Stefani is slower, he needs to obviously be careful or he's gonna clip his front wing, and he gets a very decent exit out of here. Is not going to be able, he's gonna have to look down the inside, but yeah, safely backs out, and that's what I meant. He has to be careful, as now Roger makes the fastest lap of the race happen so far. Mink now with the DRS advantage and using all his ERS definitely is gonna get the upper hand here, but we are only 5 laps into the race, so no decider yet. No decider yet. Really good position here also for both Mercedes driver, as Rotherford is gaining even more and more and is fighting here a bit with Raver, who's gonna get the upper hand out of that situation. For now it's Raver, as Rotherford has to back out once again. Raver has these softs. He's gonna have the advantage in this very technical part, where you need more grip, where you need better acceleration, and these mediums are obviously definitely worse, as Rotherford is not gonna send it flat through here. Does it a bit more safe. Obviously the car is heavier than in qualifying, due to the fact that they have fuel for 28 laps and not only 2. I think he has this Halloween edition helmet. Yeah, he has. So yeah, let's keep watching him gaining and gaining here on Raver, but not quite enough, especially up the hill. There's no way you're gonna overtake here. So yeah, let's keep our attention on Rotherford here and Raver for now. Yeah, Rotherford seems to be a bit faster here, but Raver has the mediums, soft, so more grip than the mediums on Rotherford's car. So even though he might have not made it that well, he gets the upper hand. Rotherford with the definite better racing line through here, looking for an opportunity. Now down the hill into the heavy braking zone, has the inside line. Raver respects it, but gets the better exit. But Rotherford is the man who got the DRS here. 100% battery, that's definitely a charge. Just right past him here, as Nico now puts his Mercedes into the podium places, overtakes simply here. Obviously due to the DRS advantage, but yeah, only lap 6 so far. Much happening in that P1 to P5 spot. Nico starting on P17, now already sitting in that P3 spot. This man is on a hunt. Is he our Darkfly equivalent for this race? Is he so much faster than everybody else? I'm not quite sure yet, but Mink now onto P1 spot again. Got this position back from Stefani here. And that podium pack is really tight together. Let's shift our attention up towards them. Nico now gaining on Stefani. Let's have a look at the... oh, wrong button. Let's have a look at the tires here real quick. I think, yeah, Nico is on soft, so definitely has the advantage in these fast turns, because he has more grip than everybody else going through here. But obviously is gonna have to pit earlier. His tires are gonna burn down so much if he keeps pushing that hard. So yeah, let's see how these strategy decisions are gonna have an impact on the race result at the end. Nico now, keep hunting into the DRS zone, and I think, yeah, that's gonna be a pass for Stefani, or is he has the inside line? Is Mink gonna respect it enough? They collide a bit. Who's gonna have the upper hand? I think Mink, and I think Stefani respects that. He should give that position back. Nico, no position gained here, but is looking for it. He is looking for it and simply already getting enough again. as now Mink runs a bit wide. Has the inside line on Stealthy Sunny once again. What is this racing, man? Oh, that was definitely off track a bit. Has the outside line now. Stealthy Sunny on the inside, but Mink still so close to him. Who got the DRS here? Oh, pushes him a bit wide, and I think Stealthy Sunny here got the DRS. So, and Raul DNF. Didn't see why, and somehow XRT Nico is the man to get that P1 spot out of this fight. Safety car deployed. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Safety car deployed. I don't know what to say. Crazy racing going on here. Crazy racing going on here. Holy moly. Somehow Nico, the guy that started P17, is now the guy leading this race after Stealthy Sunny and Mink fought it out for the P1 spot. Yeah, while they were fighting, he just somehow managed to squeeze himself through. Obviously a lot of people are going into the pits now due to the safety car being out. Let's see our race leader. Is he gonna pit already? Is he gonna use that time? I mean, he's on soft, 7 laps old. You might or might not go into the pits here already. Same here for the medium runners. It's a tough decision to make. Maybe wait one more lap, but then obviously the other cars are gonna gain on them. Yeah, because Nico is the man leading. So yeah, safety car is out, and yeah, Nico is the man to pit here, and I think that's the right decision for him on running on softs. Definitely the right decision here. Mink also into the pits simply, and Dr. Edward. The only man not making it in there is Stealthy Sunny, who now takes back the race lead. Yeah, Mink onto softs, Nico onto mediums. You might actually be able to finish this race on mediums from now on, aren't you? 20 laps? Like 3 on them on the safety car, 17 laps? Might be, yeah? You might be able to. You're like 17 laps? Might be possible, yeah. Might be possible. Barely, but possible, I think. The grid is starting to catch up on each other once again here. Whew, what the hell? Buckles now in P2. Nico, even though he pitted, into P3 still. So, looking really comfortable. Net P1 right now, so nice and easy. Yeah. Safety car. Not much going on here. For everybody watching that enjoyed that race start, obviously stay if you want to, leave a follow if you want to see more action like that. And I'm gonna use that opportunity real quick to talk about one of our sponsors, Pit Lane Motor Shop. Main sponsor. They provide awesome fan-made F1 cars, model cars, model helmets, and they provide our winners with awesome products. P1 here gets a beautiful Pierre Gasly AlphaTauri model cast. P2 gets the 2020 Turkish Grand Prix helmet, championship winning helmet from Lewis Hamilton from last year, and P3 gets Alex Albon's helmet from last year. I think helmets in a 1-4 scale and cars in a 1-43 scale. So definitely check them out. You get 10% off with the code AXXELRACING. Right, awesome products. If Stealthy Sunny decides now to pit, I think earlier it would have been better, because the position loss now is way bigger. Yeah. Let's see if it was the right call to wait even longer. You went from mediums to mediums, no? So he has to pit again. He has to pit again then. Can finish the race on double mediums. You have to, in a dry race, use 2 different tire compounds. Count Robbie on hards. Sam on softs. Greg, Edward, Raver on mediums. Rob on hards. Simply on mediums. I think mediums can make it towards the end of the race. I'm like no expert on that, but I think they can. I think mediums here can make it. I mean, if safety car stays 1 more lap, that's 17 laps remaining on... Yeah. 17 laps is doable, I think, in mediums. 17 proper push laps. I mean, how much tire wear they usually have per lap? Not sure, not sure. I haven't done a 50% in a long time, if I'm honest. I just can't find the time myself. I should do more racing myself again. So I know a bit more here. Oh wait, Bucks is leading. Still in the beautiful white Mercedes car. No, Red Bull car. Safety car is in this lap. So 18 proper laps. Damage slot 5-second penalty with face fighter. What's going on here at the back of the grid? As we now watch our race leader, Buckles, preparing the race restart. It's all him, it's all him. Let's see if he can get a proper restart in. Work on these tires, get heat into them. Good outside temperature, good inside temperature. As Buckles goes across the line and we go green, does the restart and is gaining on Nico here. So nice restart from his side. Nico now gaining. Mink on the softs has the upper hand, obviously, in these fast turns and out of the turn, because he got more grip. APS Greg now makes it past his teammate Raver here, and AJ Sam makes it past Raver too, so Raver had a bit of a moment there maybe. 2 people passing him. Nico fighting for that P1 spot instantly here with Buckles, and we see him gaining and gaining even more in that Mercedes on Red Bull. I think we're gonna have the exact same situation in real F1 tomorrow. Face Rider with another 3-second time penalty. Nico has to back out there obviously again, and since the safety car just was in this lap, there's no DRS available. But can he make it past Buckles? He is obviously getting the slipstream. Turning on his ERS now. Has the inside line, breaks a bit early. Buckles going late there. This is the outer line, but that definitely was too late of braking. And Nico has passed him for sure here. Buckles 10 lap old mediums, and Mink just right behind him on fresh rubber, fresh soft rubber. So definitely has another advantage on him here. So let's see, let's keep watching them here, and yeah, Mink definitely makes a pass here. Oh man, Buckles pushes him a bit wide. I don't know if he got any damage from that. He might have gotten it, not sure. Mink now 1.6 seconds behind XRT Nico, who is comfortably leading this race, starting P17 and now into that P1 spot. Simply now also onto the podium, and Edward making it closer and closer to his Mercedes teammate here in the podium places, fighting for it. Rob Pole P5, Greg P6, HSM P7, making that hunt up the grid again after having an awful lap 1. So yeah, another yellow sector 1 and 2, another Haas off the track. I think that's the Haas of, yeah, Face Fighters Haas. So Dr. Edward here gaining on Simply. He is on soft tires. He's gonna get a bit of slipstream, but has not much ERS left. Simply has almost 50% more in his battery. So yeah, he's not gonna use it, not gonna get any closer. Mink obviously gaining out and into the turns on Nico here, because he is on that soft compound. But since DRS is not available yet, it's going to be a really, really close fight for that P1 spot from P4 onwards. This 4-man pack is still fighting so much, and this is so exciting to see. Stefani obviously pitted a bit too late under safety car conditions because he was in that fight for the P1 spot too, but now it's only 4 cars left that really much make that fight a big fight, and simply is out of DRS detection here from Mink, but Mink on softs might have the upper hand in this lap with DRS available on Nico. Yeah, you can see how much he gains to the turn and out of the turn. Same here for Edward on Simply. So yeah, fight for the podium is on, fight for the P1 spot is on, and Mink is gaining and gaining. Has to back out here once again, because he just can't full send it past Nico here. So yeah, really interesting racing we're seeing here. And they are approaching the DRS zone, they are approaching it. Mink here with 68% battery, and Nico with, yeah, basically the exact same. Yeah, you see Mink has to go so safe here, but now has that DRS advantage, turns on his DRS battery, and he's definitely going to make it pass. Not a race decider yet, obviously, because Mink is on soft. There's no way he's going to make it towards the end of the race here. And Nico, with one more safety car, even without, might be able to make it on mediums. So I think he's comfortable with letting him go here. Mink has to push, but so much now to secure the P1 spot with pitting again. So this guy has to push a lot now. Another air sector, it's the McLaren of XRF Roch here who caused it. But it's no terminal damage or anything like that causes a safety car of VSC. Now Mink is leading. Mink is leading now. Didn't quite make it out of the DRS detection here of Nico. And it's a double podium currently for Mercedes. Very, very interesting. Simply now fighting with Edward for the P3 spot, for the podium spot. As Roch has another moment there. What's going on, man? Can simply over the course of the next few laps gain enough on Edward. Stefani 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Not what you would want if you try to fight for the P1 spot. But yeah, Nico really, really shining here right now. The man starting P17, P2 now. But yeah, with Darkfly not being here, we get a lot of awesome racing. Really, really funny to see. Really, really awesome to watch. Very, very entertaining. To see who is going to have the upper hand on everybody when Darkfly is not here. So far it seems to be Mink and Nico. So let's see if it's going to stay this way. Especially due to more pit stops happening, maybe another safety car, so everything is still possible to happen, as gaps are starting to form more and more. Some cars pull each other along with DRS, but we have no pairing of any team apart from Mercedes here that could pull each other along. And Nico, I'm not sure if he had DRS into the turn, but Mink should push. This guy has to build a gap to Nico here, because if Nico manages to stay in the DRS of Mink here, the softs are not going to give him any advantage over Nico. So yeah, really interesting to see. Simply still gaining and fighting with Dr. Edward, as Mink now gets a 3-second time penalty. So Nico currently now net P1, and this is not good for Mink. Not good. Simply now onto the main straight, just right behind Dr. Edward here. Has the upper hand with the DRS, has the upper hand with his ERS battery, but doesn't decide to use it. Safely backs out here. Dr. Edward with a bit of a lockup, but this shouldn't do anything here. Gaps are starting to form more and more. As we can now watch the fight between Steffi Sunny, Rafapol and AJ Sam here a bit more. Rafapol starting P11 with a bit of an awful first lap, but now back into that P7 spot. So definitely good chances. AJ Sam gaining so much on him, obviously due to the softs, getting more grip than the hards. Yeah, but Rafapol can defend. Rafapol can defend. Can AJ Sam now make it past him with a DRS, ERS, and a bit of a toe? He has the outside line. Can Rafapol defend on the inside? It seems like he can for now. It seems like he can for now. But Sam just makes it around the outside with so much confidence. Wow. Awesome overtake. Well done here. And now Mink is starting to build a gap, and I think that's just due to the fact that Nico can safely back out, save tires, preserve tires, and maybe make it towards the end of the race on these mediums. I think he's now with a chill position. With Mink also having a 3-second time penalty, as simply now makes it past Edward. That long-awaited pass that was kind of obvious to happen at some point. So yeah, it happened now. But yeah, still much more to come, obviously. As Roch has another moment there. What is going on with this guy? Causing another yellow flag. But yeah, let's keep our attention here on Edward. Can he gain on Simply once again? I mean, obviously the softs give him the advantage there. Better entries, better exits, but not this time around. Simply now gaining a lot on Nico, who's might save a bit of fuel, might preserve his tires for a second longer. Yeah, Control V now also gaining here on Raver. Nico, yeah, I think he's just chilling a bit, but with Simply now behind him, he's starting to push more again. Which is also obviously a mental game, because if Simply pushes and pushes, his tires are gonna get worn out so much faster than the tires here of Nico, who backed out a bit from fighting Mink, and yeah, Mink is building a gap, and he needs to build this gap obviously if he has to pit again. And yeah, as I said, Nico and Simply might be in a position to not having to pit again. Simply has had a look down the inside here, but decides not to go for it. I think that's the right call here. We don't want any action to happen because there's much more to come, and usually we have more than one safety car. And yeah, that's also going to decide on strategy a lot. Simply 75% battery and Nico 60, so yeah, basically almost the same. That doesn't make much of a difference. As somebody spun off there, I think that's AJ Sam, but causing no chaos back there. Simply obviously now gaining with the DRS, but that is not quite enough again. Goes for the safe way here. Dr. Edward had a bit... no. He pitted. Okay, he pitted for mediums. Buckles 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As we see other cars now go into the pits. AJ Sam might have front wing damage here, which puts Aston Martin with Mink on P1 currently in a good position once again. This is what they would want. Because Aston Martin is closing that gap to Alpine more and more, and Mink, with Darkfly not racing today, is in a good position to close the gap for that P1 spot in the championship driver standings, So yeah, Simply obviously now gaining with the DRS. Doesn't even need to use his battery. Can also go towards the outside line here again. And definitely got the upper hand. Rafapol had a bit of a moment there. Into the braking zone, causing a yellow flag. But no safety car, no terminal damage, no nothing. Maybe front wing damage. But yeah, once again no replay function, nice. So yeah, Mink is building the gap more and more, obviously, with Nico and Simply fighting here. They're both on mediums. I think their fight is the fight that's gonna decide who's gonna win the race. But Nico makes it into the pits. He's on his way into the pits. Definitely the last pit stop for him this race. Only for some fresh softs. Yeah, obviously the right call to go for softs here. Only 9 laps remaining. So yeah, simply on his way to fight for the P1 spot now. The question is, once again, can he make it on mediums? That is a big question mark here. I'm not sure if he can. I'm not sure if he can. Both Alfa Romeos now pretty close together. Yeah, Nico just right behind his teammate. So really nice pit stop decision here. To get pulled along now by his teammates. They both pitted. Ah, no, don't hit your teammate, man. Golden rule of F1. Never crash with your teammate. We don't want the Nico Rosberg and Hamilton all over again, as now the Mercedes cars start charging through the field. So yeah, let's see if it's gonna be enough. Can they push together, both on fresh rubber? Edward on mediums though, so maybe he should give the position to his teammate, but he's defending a lot. Mink now into the pits. Goes for fresh soft. Greg also, yeah, he backs out there. Edward gives him that position. Go for the run, he says. Go get him, Tiger. Fight for that win, man. Mink out of the pits. Still sitting in P3. So currently Mink has the net P2, P1. I'm not sure about the penalties. Let's just say Mink net P1, followed by Star Slot and Nico on the podium. So a good chance for a double Mercedes podium, if not even a 1-2 for Mercedes here. As Nico now is on a hunt, puts in purple sector 1. This guy is hungry. This guy is our Darkfly substitute. Another XRT driver. Awesome and good pace. Sorry, Nico, as I said, on a hunt here now. Hopefully getting in a good position here. It's looking good for Mercedes. It's looking good for Mercedes. Sadly, Edward here on mediums could also be on softs, but it's not gonna ruin the day. And Nico now gaining so much on Star Slot now into the pits. As Nico now gets the DRS here off of him. Nico with the fastest lap of the race so far, 134.5. And let's see how far he is behind Mink. Mink up 5.5 seconds with a 3-second time penalty. So Mink currently sitting comfortably in that P1 spot with a 2.5 second gap, followed by Simply and Dr. Edward. So it's looking good for a double Mercedes podium here. But it's also looking good for Simply and Controversy with the both Ferraris. So it's Mercedes, Ferrari, Ferrari and Mercedes fighting against Mink, fighting all for that podium spot, fighting all for that good finish for the constructor standings. The race is on. The race is on. Let me really quick check how the standings are. Mercedes currently sitting at 15 points and Ferrari at 55. So with the current position, they are not able to change anything about that, but still really nice. In a good position here. Now almost everybody is out on soft, but SD Racer 7 lap all soft, so definitely on this way into the pits once more. Contra Robbie and Rofopol here on hards, but 11 laps old. Towards the end of the race they might get in a good position to fight against these soft runners again, but not quite yet. I think the hard tire is not the right decision here, but everything can happen. XRT Nico losing out to Mink more and more a bit, so 6 seconds now. Mink comfortably building a gap here. Let's turn on penalties here towards the end of the race. Pit stops should be done, apart from 1 or 2. Then we can have a look at penalties. 9 seconds for Face Fighter. Everybody else with 6 or 3 seconds, and 9 seconds for SD Racer 2. We didn't see that yet. So yeah, P1 currently Mink, and Simply is on his way to snap that P2 spot away from Nico. Edward now in P4. It's looking good for a double Mercedes podium here, but let's just not count out double good finish for Ferrari here either. Either. You decide, I don't care. So yeah, not over yet. Nico is losing out to Mink here though, more and more, because he now has to obviously defend against Simply. Control over UF is 3 second time penalty now. And now Ferrari is not in a prime position. Simply gaining and gaining here on Nico. He's hungry. If he can make it past, he's definitely also having a good chance on gaining here on Mink. Let's see. Is this enough? I don't think it is. Rog retired. Simply having a look down the inside. Can he make it past? No, that's not quite it. Steffi Sunny now with the fastest lap of the race, 134.281. 2.2 tenths faster than the previous fastest lap. Wow, Simply is gaining a lot here. Another yellow sector. That is still a retired car. That for some reason makes it out of the pits again, even though he retired in the pits. Very, very interesting. Simply is gaining and gaining here on Nico. And Mink is gaining on Nico and Simply. So Mink comfortably, let's just not say that word. Happily building a gap over Nico and Simply here. Another yellow sector here. He's left the session. Let's just hope this is not gonna save a VSC or a safety car. No, it doesn't. Instantly the car is gone, and Simply made it past Nico. Obviously Nico can't complain, but he was leading the race. I mean, he started 17 and now in P3 is obviously not too bad, but with leading the race once, you don't want to lose that lead again, but he is, and Mink is building a gap, and Simply is now building a gap over over Nico here. So really, really interesting to see that. Obviously the DRS is going to give him an advantage here now once again. So let's see, can Simply build that gap again over 1 second towards the second DRS zone and comfortably drive away from Nico here and push towards Mink. 4 second window he has to close, and he is gaining on both of them. Is that enough? We will see. That 1 second gap is almost built, but DRS detection is kicking in now. So yeah, that wasn't quite enough, I think. That wasn't quite enough. Yeah, 1 second now, but only into the braking zone. Wasn't quite enough. Mink still building a gap over them. So it's looking good for a P1 finish here for Mink, and Simply and Nico are gonna definitely fight for that P2, P3 spot for the rest of the race. Really, really much action going on for the podium places the whole race. Nico was leading, Simply was leading, Steffi Sunny was leading, Edward was close to leading. So Mercedes, Ferrari and the Aston Martin looking really good here, and somehow APS Greg squeezed himself also into there, currently sitting at net P5, because everybody else behind him also has a penalty. So yeah, currently sitting in the P5 spot, somehow squeezed himself into there. It was Ferrari, Mercedes, and the Aston Martin, with Stefani also between them. And so yeah, somehow Greg made it into the top 5 as well. Nico, yeah, gaining on Simply here again, and I think Simply can gain on Mink here because he has to defend off Nico. So they are not helping each other out really well here. Mink definitely on his run to get another win here, winning the first race, winning the 8th race, on his way to closing that gap to XRT Darkfly in the standings. Nico now lost a bit of time here to Simply. Can Simply build a 1 second gap approaching the next DRS zone? If he can, then he is definitely on the hunt for Mink. Then he has 4 laps, 3.5 laps remaining to be, close that 4 second gap. And once again, I'm not sure if that was enough. No, it wasn't enough. The 1 second gap is there now, but in DRS detection, Nico was there. It was up, Darkfly. So yeah, Nico once again now gaining on Simply. Will that be enough? I don't think it will. It will once again not be enough. So there's 4 laps remaining, 3.5 laps remaining, with Mink still building that gap more and more. APS Greg now makes it past Dr. Edward here, but due to that 3 second time penalty, Edward still in a good position to finish in P4 here. Looking for a good finish here for the Mercedes drivers. Control Bobby now fighting there with Rotherford Pole a bit, but I want to keep my attention here up at Nico and Simply. Once again, not out of DRS detection, so close, just right behind him there. It's not quite enough yet, but Simply can keep the gap big enough for Nico not gaining too much with the DRS here. So then let's have a look at the tires here real quick towards the end. That's going to be really interesting to see who is on what tire. Top 4 runners on relatively fresh softs, Edward on mediums, and Rotherford and Control Bobby here on hards. So they definitely have a big disadvantage here, because it's only 2.5 laps remaining and we have people on 4 lap old softs Simply here in a good position. But due to the defending part here of Nico, he's not gonna close that gap towards Mink, I think. Even if Mink has a bit of a moment, runs wide once or twice, that's not 4 seconds. We have a yellow sector there with, I think that's the Haas of Dark. No, not Darkfly. Face Fighter. So yeah, nothing going on here. We only had 1 safety car this race, and that caused by a rather unfortunate incident. Stefani now 10 seconds behind Nico and Simply. I think APS reckons Stefani now have the same penalty. Dr. Edward and Control dropped really far behind their teammates here. At the beginning it was Aston Martin, Ferrari, Mercedes, with Stefani in P6 to P2 fighting for that P1 spot, but now Mink is comfortably leading the race, with Simply and Nico being the only people fighting for P2 and P3. Let's see who will at the end have the upper hand of both of them. And it's looking good for Simply. I think it's going to be Simply. His softs are still a bit fresher, a bit younger. He can keep Nico almost out of DRS and like 1 second behind into the DRS zone. That means there's no way he makes it past him out of the DRS zone. Edward is gaining on Greg here again, but he doesn't even need to. Greg has a penalty, Stefani has a penalty, so that currently still puts Edward in net P4, I think. Yeah, net P4 still, it should be. And everybody else behind them we're gonna have to see across the finish line because of all the penalties. Yeah, Nico once again not able to make it past here. 3% battery remaining, and Simply has still 30%, almost 30%, so definitely in a better position here. It's gonna be really interesting to see the end of the race here. If not for any big mistakes, that's Mink's second win of this season, with his first being the first race in Spa, I think it was. So yeah, comfortably leading the race after the pit stops, after the safety car. Now Simply almost made it out of the DRS detection for Nico here, and Nico is basically no battery life left. Simply still fighting with that 20% battery. So not awful, not awful. Still looking rather decent. I think no complaints there. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, we are heading into the final lap. One lap only remaining. And Nico now is out of DRS detection here off of Simply right now. And Nico gets a 3-second penalty that basically puts Simply on that P2 spot. I don't think he can gain 3 seconds here on Mink to... not what I meant to do. To make that penalty non-existent. I forgot what to say, it doesn't matter. So Mink now on his way into the third and final sector of this race. The man that started P1, our mental and spiritual substitute here for Darkflight, dominating the whole race, dominating the qualifying sessions, faster than everybody else. Makes it into the final turn, onto the final straight, across the DRS detection once again. Across the line he goes with a bit of a wave. Our race winner for the US Grand Prix here in Austin, Texas on the Circuit of the Americans is Contented Mink. P2 goes to Simply and P3 to XRT Nico, who started in P17, finishing P3 after leading the race even for a few laps. That fight for P1 was on, man. Steffi Sunny P4, Dr. Edward P5, Greg P6. Let's see. Can Rotherpole defend Raver for the last turn here? I think he definitely can. Rotherpole P7, Raver P8, Control Bobby P9, Stomach Slot P10, Buckles P11, SD Racer in his Haas. 2 position out of the points, still no points for Haas. After 8 races, the only team to not score, like a real F1 here. On the home Grand Prix, no points for them. That's P12 for Sam, no points for Alpine, and big points for Aston Martin. So the gap is closing. Mink with 25 points, I think. Yeah, 25 points this weekend. Closing the gap to Darkfly. Only 24 points left now, and closing the gap between Aston Martin and Alpine in the constructors standings. Let's see. Face fighter across the line. And that's it. That's it for your United States Grand Prix here on COTA, Circuit of the Americans in Austin, Texas. What a race. What a race. Driver of the day, definitely Nico. I would agree with that. But also Mink leading P1 almost every single lap. And the Ferrari here on that P2 spot. I think they all did a great job. And obviously Nico with that charge through the field deserves driver of the day via the game here. And I think he's driver of the day for me too. Let's watch that podium. What a session. What a session. P1 for Mink, Simply P2, Nico P3, Stealthy Sunny 4, followed by Edward, Greg, Rotherpole, Raver, Control and Stomach Slot here in the points. Man, fastest lap here goes to Stealthy Sunny. What a great session. So yeah, thanks for buddy. Watching was a lot of the double stack screwed me. Yeah, I mean, P1 to P5, the whole race was really on point. It was awesome to watch. So yeah, you definitely did a thing there. Yeah, and I saw that you let Nico go ahead of you. I actually said that in casting that you probably even should let him pass, and you did like 10 seconds later. So yeah, great race for everybody that is the first time here around here. Leave a follow if you want to see more awesome action like that, with our current championship leader being there again in the next race, then the next weekend hopefully. We stream every Saturday 15 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, so 3 o'clock p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. No, 15:30, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for everybody joining, enjoying the stream. Today no post-race interviews because we are currently working on something to fix that, and there's not much time today to do that. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. Leave a follow if you want to see more, and yeah, see you all